You're now listening to the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour, a special program designed to employ, empower, and educate our community. These weekly segments are a special production of the ZtwinsRadio station, partnership with King County and our community partners. Listen every Tuesday right here on KYIZ 1620 AM from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. for resources, COVID funding opportunities, and interviews with special guests. Be sure to check the rebroadcast of this program online at ztwins.com and our Z-Twins Facebook page. King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Employing, empowering, and educating.
Well, good morning and welcome to this week's King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. I'm your host, JB. Hopefully everybody's doing well here on this October morning. We have a lot to talk about here. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, again, you can go to ztwins.com or go to our Z-Twins Facebook page. This episode, we will be talking about jobs, and we'll also be talking about youth resources. And we'll be talking with Artist Engagement Manager, Jace Ecaj. And he'll be talking about the Residency program. And we also will be talking with Jhileah Jackson, the Career Navigator for Seattle Jobs Initiative. Now, the Residency apparently seeks to build a powerful community with young hip-hop artists equipped with artistic and leadership skills, business acumen, and mentorship necessary to become professional artists and cultural change makers. Now, through their participation in the Residency, young artists from low-income families acquire tangible artistic and professional skills while also gaining confidence, teamwork, and a deepened understanding of their own identity and power. The Residency launched in July 2015 as a collaboration between Museum of Pop Culture Arts Corps and Grammy Award-winning artists Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. It was created as a response to the glaring gap in access to high-quality, experiential arts education for low-income youth and has quickly become the preeminent training ground for the next generation of artists poised to leave a lasting mark on Seattle's growing music industry. And here to talk with us about the Residency, again, is Artist Engagement Manager Jace Ecaj joining us here. Jace, welcome to this edition of the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. How does this morning find you?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It finds me alive and well, good spirits, good health. Happy to be with you this morning, and thank you for having me.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on with us. I guess peek behind the curtain, my son was one of your original artists in the program, so I definitely know about that. And it's good to hear that it's still going on strong. Almost 10 years now, huh?
Yeah, we're working on our 8th year and moving forward and steadily elevating and evolving and try to make this program as strong as possible for the young people so that they can get what they want from it and actually need from it.
Now, give us, I gave you a little bit of an overview about the Residency program. Give us a little bit more about it, the audience that it serves, and more about the ages of those that qualify for the Residency.
Absolutely. Well, the Residency program, as you stated very well, is a program that highlights using hip-hop as a way of youth development for our young people. We take them from ages 16 to 24, and what we basically do is we use something as powerful as hip-hop to talk about things that will help them navigate as they move forward in their lives, whether they decide to be on stage or off stage. And so we try to do things like, talk about things about the power of the community and why the community is so important. I wanted to say this really quick before I go too deep, is that a lot of times when people think about hip-hop, they think about the materialism, they think about the destruction, they think about all these things that separate us utilizing this form of music. But hip-hop was created from peace, love, unity, and having fun. And so the whole goal of the residency is to continue in that vein and to bring young people together and to talk about things like community upliftment, social justice, things that are going on in the communities that they come from, things that are going on around the world. And we use hip-hop as a soundtrack, if you will, for them to speak their way through the music, through the rhythm, through the rhymes, through the songs, through the beats, in a way to talk to the rest of the world and say, hey, we have some concerns, we have some things we're interested in, we have some things that we want to talk about, and we use hip-hop as the platform to do that.
No, it's well said there. Jace Ecaj of the Residency joining us here for our King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. A lot of times hip-hop is there's this misnomer, and I think that it's probably improperly labeled because hip-hop, as you had mentioned, was born out of community, out of strength, and out of love, and really it's message music. Can you go a little bit deeper into how maybe you talk to the youth about message music and misogyny music?
Absolutely. You know, as the great KRIZ once said, rap is something you do, hip-hop is something you live. I tell them just because you rap doesn't make you hip-hop. And so we need to start from the root of what something is and why it was created, and then what do we do with it? Like you said, rap, the genre of rap was message music. It was music that talked about things. So when we go into our classes at the residency, our main class is usually through the summer. We call it our summer intensive. It happens for 4 weeks. We take these young people, from 30 to 40 young people, and we sit with them Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we talk not just about, you know, writing dope songs and all of that, but what is it that you want to deliver? What is it that is going on in your world that you want to share with the rest of the world? What are some of the concerns that you have? So when we talk about the messaging over the misogyny, we talk about the value of people, the value of family, the responsibility and accountability that goes with the words that you put out there and the energy you put out there. Can you stand on it? Is this something that, you know, you're not just trying to be popular with, but you're also trying to educate with in a way that is where you have a good time. So it's not just about being preachy. It's not about not having a good time, but it's about understanding the power of the words that you use. Your voice is an instrument. And when people listen to your instrument, what tonality do they get from that? What rhythm do they get from that? And then what messaging are you trying to share? Me as a father of 4 daughters, you know, I'm proud to say, and I say this to all the young people I work with, my daughters can go and watch and listen to anything I've ever done in my life. And not because I haven't went through the hard times, and not because I haven't had an opportunity to, you know, make some mistakes, but the value of them being able to witness and to experience it is just as important as it is for me, for the homies on the block. And so we try to make sure that we use balance. We understand that this world is about balance. Things don't always go the way you want them to, but if you can deliver what's inside of you, what's in you, if you can deliver what you're concerned about in a way that you feel comfortable in doing that and can share it with the world, then you're doing justice to the art and to the culture.
Jace Ecaj of the Residencies, the Artist Engagement Manager of the program. Jace, can you tell us a little bit more about how the residency was funded and who are some of your community partners?
Absolutely. Initially, when the residency started, as you stated, it was started by Arts Corps, Mo Pop, and Ryan Lewis and Macklemore. We had some founders like Jonathan Cunningham and Ben Secourt as well, who sat in there and they had this vision. And so initially it was about us, you know, going and doing fundraisers and having a bunch of fundraisers and trying to get money and house parties and things like that. We've moved into a 501c3 now, and so we're able to get grants, and we're still doing fundraising. And we have community partners such as Wanawari or Sankofa Theater. We recently went back to the central area, Langston Hughes and Washington Hall. We work with people like Music's in Our Blood and KEXP. And what we usually do is that where we can't get funding through grants, we'll just do fundraisers. We like to showcase what we do, talk about what we do, and invite the community in to be involved in what we do. So we do it in a couple different tiers. We go through grants, we do fundraising, and we also work with organizations who are willing to invest into these young people and give them opportunity based off of whatever the theme of what they're working on. Like right now, we're working on Music's in Our Blood. We're doing something called Where the Heart Lives, and we're talking about the importance of the body and the health and the mental state. And so we're doing that along with them. We're working with Flipgrid right now to tell these stories and capture these stories and share those. And so we work in many different tiers, but ultimately we come back to the community and we say, hey, we're here. We want to service the community, and how do you want us to be of service? And that's the best way to explain the residency.
You know, when we talk about, the arts and entertainment industry, we're all the creatures of a passion, and that's basically what this is. Other than your passion of hip-hop and music, period, what led you to this program and what inspired you to get into this type of work?
Well, I'm an artist myself. I've been an artist in the city for over 30 years. And in my artistry, the one thing that I've seen is the changes that have happened. The resources that don't always go to some of the people who are creating this art that we now use as a way of talking to the rest of the world. And just being from the South into Seattle, being an MC, going through hip hop, understanding the power of it, and saying, hey, I was able to receive a lot through this culture. I was able to receive a lot through this art form. How do I give back? How do I pay it forward? How do I give back to those that are coming after me? How do I make sure that I set a tone for them as they move forward in their worlds and their journeys? How do I do that as somebody who has been a part of this culture, who is a contributor to this culture, and who calls himself a B-boy? And so I just, as someone who has done this work for a long time, this is the best way that I felt I could give back, is to come and teach, share my experiences, share my trials and tribulations, share my joys, share my challenges, and then let them know that you can still do hip-hop in a dope way, even if you have a message that maybe some people don't want to make the most popular out of the culture.
You're listening to the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Our guest this morning is Jace Ecaj. He's the Artist Engagement Manager for the Residency. And you're talking about your work and the culture and the passion and what you do. Talk a little bit more about what your goals are as the Artist Engagement Manager.
Well, my goals are to give these young folks the greatest opportunities they can for performance. I'm the Artist Engagement Manager, and I like to say everything is not performative. But in the fact that this is art, there has to be avenues and outlets for these young folks to share their works. And my thing is to create a network of people, of organizations, of resources that they can utilize, whether it's community-based performance opportunities, whether it's corporate-based performance opportunities, whether it's international-based performance opportunities. And so my goal is to ultimately create an international base for these young people to have as a resource to use as they take their journey through this art form and through this culture to build themselves up, to be on stage or off stage. So it isn't just, hey, I'm making connections for those that want to perform. I'm also want to make connections for those that are interested in other aspects of this business, whether it's marketing, whether it's booking, whether it's management, whether it's engineering, whether it's graphics, whatever it is, accounting, publishing. Like, I don't want to limit them. And so we at the Residency are able to do things like provide scholarships for our young people as they move through their journey. So it isn't just, oh, you're with us as long as you perform, but when you stop performing, you're no longer important to the residency or the community. And so my goal ultimately, like I said, is to build this international network where these young people can go anywhere and utilize resources from here to Africa, here to Europe, here to Asia, East Coast, West Coast, down South, and be able to go in these places where they're interested in and make connection with like minds who can give them an opportunity to showcase.
Well, that sounds like engagement, my man. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of maybe students that are maybe on their way to school or maybe listening to this at the podcast, and wondering in regards to how what it is what resources do you use to recruit? How engaged are you in the local high schools or even the universities, the local universities?
Yeah, so what we do, pre-COVID is we would go out to the community. We would put up posters. We would go to community centers. We would go to libraries. We go to after-school programs. We talk with teachers. We would do all of that outreach. Post-COVID, since COVID has happened, what we've learned is that, how do we utilize the internet? How do we utilize social media? How do we utilize ways to talk to people in places where we can't get to because maybe we physically can't get in there? And so, yes, we reach out through the high schools. We reach out through other community programs. We reach out through sending out things on social media. We're very engaged with social media. But at the same time, I'm the type of person I like to say, shake a hand, make a friend type person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the community. I'm a part of the community. I walk the community through the community. I go into Rainier Beach or Rainier or Garfield. My daughters went to Cleveland. Like I said, I live in the South End. I go down to the Cafe Reds or all these other places where young people are coming together to just share music, whether it's open mics or whatnot. And so sometimes, we have teaching artists that'll walk in the venues and see some young people and just approach them and say, hey, are you interested in, continuing your journey through this art? Yes. Well, okay, here's a program called the Residency. Or, hey, I may be on a call with SC Resource, and there's 70 organizations on this call, and we're able to share what each organization is doing, and we're supporting one another through that way. And so, yes, there's still that old school, if you will, get out, shake a hand, introduce yourself, get in front of people, but we're also adapting to the times, and we're able to utilize things like SC Resource. Like I said, I love them because they created something through pandemic where it was 70 organizations coming together and meeting, once every 45 days and talking about who has what going on and how can we support each other. So we try to balance both, but my biggest attribute is getting out in front of young folk, getting out in front of community and talking about the program and then encouraging them to join.
Jace Ecaj is our guest here on the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. He's the Artist Engagement Manager for the Residency, and you're saying a lot here in regards to the program and basically how the COVID pandemic impacted your program. It sounds like it more or less expanded your program. We always hear about each one teach one, and I guess through that and what sounds like a revolving door that this program can is recyclable, if you will. And if I go a little bit further into that, maybe talk a little bit about how those that have gone through your program have come back to contribute.
Absolutely. The beautiful thing about the program is that we're catching young people at a very important time in their lives, whether they're just starting high school or just getting into high school, just deciding to make choices on which direction they will go. And the fact that Macklemore was able to say, hey, I have a platform where people are paying attention to me, and, what I want to do is be able to share that and give that back to the community that helped raise me and helped me get to where I am today is an important thing. And I think with that being the mentality, it's the mentality all across the board with the teaching artists, with our PD, Amir Islam. Like, we're a type of people that it isn't just about young people coming in and getting all this information and leaving. We encourage them to come back. We encourage them to be the interns. We encourage them to become the teaching artists. We encourage a youth council. Their voices are very important for what it is that will lead to the continued success of this program. And so what we have is like young people coming back, doing, like I said, internships, young people coming back, becoming the teaching artists in the program. But not only that, we have some young people who have went away to other places in the country, and now they're teachers. And they always talk about how that experience influenced them to let them know that you can do these type of things in a cool way, in a fresh way, in a filthy way, as we say in the Northwest. You can do these things in a way where you can still have some impact with the young people that are coming up behind you. The importance of having their voices be the ones that we're hearing that are coming up, and because they are the future leaders. And so it just always impresses me when I hear of a young person that says, now I'm teaching school in Las Vegas, or now I'm doing this in LA, or now I think I'm gonna move out the country and try something new that has to do with art, and I've been inspired by this program. That to me is the end result of what we want to get to. We want to inspire these young people. We want to motivate these young people. We want to give them the necessary tools so they can build. We want them to choose the direction that they're going to go. We continue to support them. They can still call me, send me an email, send me a DM. They still do, just to stay engaged with each other. And so it's not just a relationship after you finish performing, you're done. It's come back. This is a family. We want a family environment. You're always welcome back. And if there's something that you're interested in that we can help facilitate or that you can get involved with through the program, you're more than welcome to do so.
Jace Ecaj of the Residency. He is the Artist Engagement Manager, joining us here on this episode of the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Jace, can you talk with us a little bit more about, because you talk about how this is summer residency, and you talk about those weeks that they have there engaged, from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. on a weekday basis. But what are some of the year-round opportunities that are available through the residency?
Thank you for that, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that summer intensive is intense. But throughout the year, there's always opportunity to stay engaged with the residency. We are now a year-round program. We have open mics. We have satellite shows. We have internships. We have free studio time. We have mentoring programs. We have scholarship programs. We have flyaways. We have a youth council. We do a lot of different things. We do workshops throughout the year based off of what it is they want to learn about. We do things like rap camps, where we take them out and outside of the city and allow them to, be free of all this the nonsense, if you will, that goes on in the city, and allow them to just be free and think, and allow them to create if that's what they want to do, or come up with ideas. And so throughout the year, we try to make sure that, weekly, monthly, we stay tapped in with them. We find opportunities for them. We listen to them. What do they want to learn? How do we build that? We try to do things like give them unique opportunities to get outside the city, whether it's the rap camp or whether it's a flyaway and we go to another city and they have another great experience. We do things like internships, where they're actually able to put hands-on into the things that they're interested in, whether it's engineering or marketing or learning about publishing, or, how do you put a show together? We do these things throughout the year. And so what we try to do and what we are doing is making sure that once they finish the summer intensive, that's just the beginning. Stay engaged. Know there's other opportunities. What are you interested in? Are you going to school? Okay, how do we support that through scholarship? Oh, you're interested in working in the field. Okay, how do we get you in an internship? Oh, you're interested in performing more. Okay, how do we get you on a satellite show? Oh, you're interested in honing your skills. Okay, let's get you into some free studio time. Oh, you're interested in talking about life and just things that are going on and maybe resources you may need. Okay, let's get on these one-on-one conversations. And so we want them to understand that the intensive is just one piece, but we are a year-round program, and we're here for them wherever they are in their journey.
Jace Ecaj, who is the Artist Engagement Manager of the Residency, joining us here on the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Jace, you said a lot here, and I know that there's those listening that want to maybe lend their talents, want to see how they can get involved and can contribute, whether it being from a mentorship perspective or being a prospect. And we want to make sure that we are looked at, those in the community, our youth, are looked at as prospects and not suspects. How can people get involved with your program?
Well, you can always go to our website, theresidencyseattle.org. That's theresidencyseattle.org. Those that are interested in anything, whether it's like you said, mentoring opportunities with young people or collaboration opportunities, you can always reach out to me at Jace, Jace, at theresidencyseattle.org. That's Jace at theresidencyseattle.org. You can always send an email to our team account at team@theresidencyseattle.org. That's team, TEAM, at theresidencyseattle.org for any inquiries. But the best way to do a lot of things is to go to our website. We talk about our programs. We talk about upcoming events, whether they're public-facing events or events only for the alumni. We talk about, what we have to offer, what it is that's on the table with the residency. Like right now, we're hiring three new positions at the residency. We're hiring for an admin assistant, we're hiring for a program events manager, and we're hiring for a director of programs. And so these opportunities are out there for people who are interested. They've always been interested in the business, but haven't found a family home type of environment where they can just, focus in through art, but also focus in through community work. This is a great opportunity to do so. It's a well-paid opportunity, but it's also a great opportunity to come and share some of your skills and help elevate this program to the next level, working with young people, working with community. And I think it's just a really great opportunity. So ultimately, please look into the residencyseattle.org. Find something that interests you. If there's a collaboration you want to get into or opportunity, mentoring, please reach out to me. If there's something that you're interested in and you want to get involved and you want to sign up through the middle of the year, please reach out to the team account, and we'll definitely get back to you. We're a short staff, small staff, should I say, but a mighty staff. And we're very engaged, and we respond very quickly to those that are interested in ways that they can be involved with the program.
Well, Jace, they say dynamite comes in small packages, right? And you're ready to explode. And so you've been doing great work here for almost a decade. Before you leave us, maybe talk about some of the success stories that some of the COVID funding that you received through grants and community partnerships and how they've impacted your program, some success stories that keep you moving forward.
Well, I always think about this story about this young lady who came to our program. And when she first came to our program, she was going to the University of Washington. And as she was going to the University of Washington, her and I would talk, and she would be like, my parents don't really want me to be involved with music because there's no security in this business, And everybody says, there's no security in art. Go find a real job. Go get a real education, get that piece of paper, which is a beautiful thing as well. I encourage that. And she says, but I really love art. I really want to sing. I really find like this is my passion. We met her through pandemic, and, come to find out she was a wonderful vocalist, a wonderful composer, somebody who was just very passionate. But her parents, based off of the cultural differences they have, they were like, no, and we're not going to support that. The beautiful thing that ended up happening is she applied to one of the premier college music schools in the nation in Boston. Berkeley College, and she was accepted. And the residency was able to write a letter of recommendation, all those things, which made me very proud to see she got accepted. But what made me even more excited was her family saw that, do you see, your daughter is exceptional. Your daughter is intelligent. She understands the road that she may have to travel. She's not going to leave everything out. She's still going to continue to fight to have a good living. And now they are her biggest supporters as she's going through Berkeley College in Boston and doing wonderful. And this all happened through pandemic. When we first got together and we were able to meet, it was so great to give her a hug and to say, thank you for staying motivated. Thank you for staying committed. And thank you for believing in yourself and knowing that you not only had the talent to do it, but you have the passion and the drive to do it. And now you're at one of the leading schools and you're doing great work and your parents love it. To me, that's a success story.
Absolutely. It sounds like the residency is a success story in itself. And artist engagement manager Jace Ecaj, he has been you've been a blessing, brother. And I just continue to wish you all the success in the world, and those that will be coming through the program and those will be working with the program moving forward, continue to have much success there as well. Again, as Jace mentioned, there are admin positions open, also a program director or director of programs, as you put it. To get in touch, go ahead and log on to the residencyseattle.org or contact Jace at the residencyseattle.org or team at theresidencyseattle.org. Brother, continued success. Thank you for joining us on this King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour, and I hope we'll be speaking soon.
Yes, indeed. I want to thank you and the Bennett family, JB, for continuing the legacy of allowing these stories to be shared, allowing these stories to be out here so the public and the world knows what's going on here in the Northwest and the work that we're doing here. Thank you for all your work, and thank you for all that you do, and continue to empower the community because we need one another to be successful. So thank you very much, and hopefully we'll be talking soon.
You're welcome, and thank you. That's much appreciated. Jace Ecaj of the the Residency. He's the artist engagement manager at the Residency. And go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and log on to get more information. We'll be back with more King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Our next guest will be from the Seattle Jobs Initiative, Jhileah Jackson. She is the career navigator. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
You're now listening to the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour, a special program designed to employ, empower, and educate our community. These weekly segments are a special production of the ZtwinsRadio stations in partnership with King County and our community partners. Listen every Tuesday right here on KYIZ 1620 AM from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. for resources, COVID funding opportunities, and interviews with special guests. Be sure to check the rebroadcast of this program online at ztwins.com and our Z-Twins Facebook page. King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Employing, empowering, and educating.
Again, we thank Jace Ecaj of the Residency. He's the artist engagement manager here on this week's King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. I'm your host, JB. Thanks for listening and making sure that you could contribute to listen to any of our other episodes. Make sure that you log on to ztwins.com or check out our Z-Twins Facebook page. Our next guest is the career navigator at the Seattle Jobs Initiative, which provides individuals from underinvested communities career start, technical, and performance skills training that leads to a career pathway in growing local industry sectors. Now, they creatively align support services such as career navigation, housing, childcare, and transportation to provide participants the best opportunity to complete their career journey and to secure and retain well-paying jobs. Individuals acquire the skills they need to advance out of poverty while simultaneously meeting the needs of local businesses for a skilled workforce. And here to talk more about the Seattle Jobs Initiative is career navigator Jhileah Jackson. Jhileah, welcome to the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, talk a little bit about the program. I gave a little bit of the overview, but what is the Seattle Jobs Initiative?
Sure. Well, you gave a great overview. Seattle Jobs Initiative is a nonprofit that was founded by the City of Seattle OED branch, then branched off by itself. I actually work with a specific program called the King County Housing and Jobs Program, and it does exactly what you said. Helps underserved communities within King County the homeless population, targeted just to help them get back on their feet, find employment, help with any barriers that they're facing in between, give them job skills through a 2-week training program, and just set them up for success.
All right. Well, you talked a little bit about who benefits, but how is the Seattle Jobs Initiative funded?
My program that I work for as a career navigator, grant funded by King County. So there are different programs within Seattle Jobs Initiative, but specifically the program that I work for that I can speak on today is grant funded by King County.
How beneficial has King County, and maybe talk a little bit about some of your other community partners, how beneficial have they been to your program?
Everybody's been very, very beneficial and accommodating. I work with King County. There are a couple community partners such as daycare centers and just different jobs that have been very accommodating. They help us along the way, whether it's me calling for childcare the day before the children need to be enrolled. Shout out to Ayanna Smith at It Takes a Village and Ayanna's Little Star. She's always willing to accommodate me as far as providing child participants, whether they need to go to the training or a new job or just an interview. She's always willing to take the kids and, work with us. And then we have a couple employer partners as well that definitely make sure that they set our participants up for success through training or entry-level jobs or helping to navigate the application process. So those, just off the top of my head, are community partners that definitely help, as well as King County. Also, after the training, after they go through our training program, they also help them with rapid rehousing if they are unhoused. King County makes sure that they work with the housing navigator to find housing and get funding for housing as well.
Well, they say that if it comes from the top of your head, it definitely comes from the bottom of your heart. So that's
Absolutely.
definitely shouting out those that have definitely helped you. We're speaking with a career navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative, Jhileah Jackson, here joining us for our King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Jhileah, talk a little bit more about your work and at the Seattle Jobs Initiative and what led you to the program. We talk about top of the head, bottom of the heart, and things of that nature, but what inspired you to get into this type of work?
Sure. Well, during COVID, I was laid off from an office position with the city of Seattle. I got a survival job working in an emergency shelter during COVID. And that sparked my interest in the human services sector. So when the world started opening up a little bit more, I definitely searched for a human services-driven job, and Seattle Jobs Initiative came up on my search. So I am actually one of the first career navigators for this program. It's a brand new program. We just started. Our first training class was in July, so I've been employed there since January, kind of mapping everything out and planning for the program, and we started our first class in July. So I'm actually a little new to this sector, but definitely love helping out the community where I was born and raised, and just making sure I do my part on the community to make sure that everyone thrives and has equal opportunity.
How long do these classes last?
The training itself is a 2-week program followed by 90 days of career navigation.
All right. Well, as the career navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative, Jhileah, what are your goals?
My goals are to build lasting relationships with community partners as well as participants. Again, do my part to help them get on their feet and on their way, and then help as many people as I can.
Well, you talked a lot about your personal, I guess, your personal, should we say, journey in regards to the COVID pandemic and how it affected you. How did it impact you, not only those goals, but talk a little bit, because you said, I think if I'm reading it right, because you were laid off of your previous job, it forced you to pivot. For those that are looking to pivot because of the pandemic into another career choice, how can they get involved in, and maybe talk a little bit more about how the pandemic impacted those goals? And you talked about the inspiration, but moving forward, how that the Seattle Jobs Initiative can help those who are looking for another career alternative.
Sure. Well, my advice to those that are looking to either pivot or something sparked your interest and you just want a career change, apply yourself. I think that at this point in time, every single sector that you can think of is hiring, just because, again, the world has opened up a little bit more, and companies need help. They are reaching out, and I think that there is more jobs than there are people who apply right now. So definitely apply. Reach out to anybody that you know in that sector that has advice for you or can serve as a reference. And how Seattle Jobs Initiative can help, please visit the website to see. They have multiple programs, just not mine. Some people may not fall into the guidelines for the program that I'm a career navigator in, but there are multiple programs. Look on the SeattleJobsInitiative.com website and see where you fall in line, and also reach out to us. All of the staff is very friendly and open, and we definitely do get back to people in a timely manner. So make sure just to reach out and gain a friend and some knowledge.
I know that's right. Jhileah Jackson, career navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative, joining us for this week's King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. You talked a lot about not only career navigation. We talked about adapting or pivoting in the sector of housing, childcare, transportation, and much more. And you spoke a little bit about how job availability has been one of the impacts when you monitor the employment and job opportunities that are out there. Maybe they've never been more available. How, in other ways, has the pandemic impacted employment and job opportunities?
I think at one point, hiring was on a freeze for all sectors, or people were getting laid off. They weren't able to go in person, and kind of productivity just stopped. I don't think that is the case anywhere anymore. So things are speeding up. Everybody is trying to make up for lost time or money lost. A lot of people have changed careers, or they've decided not to go back to jobs. So again, now is the time, if you're looking for a career change or just a career start, to definitely apply yourself.
Now, are organizations that you're working with, are you finding that even though we talk about the availability, are they hiring at a should we say a record pace?
Absolutely. I have participants from the Housing and Jobs program that I'm a career navigator at, being hired on the spot with little to no experience in the sector that they apply for.
Well, how can we get involved, or should we say, for those that would like to contact and see more about these opportunities, what's the best way to contact the Seattle Jobs Initiative?
Sure. I can share my email address. I can also share that the next cohort that we will be running will be in January, so I'll definitely make sure to share the flyer with you all at 1420, and I can be reached with any further questions at jjackson at seattlejobsinit.com.
Okay, and the Seattle Jobs at init.com, is that the website?
That is the website, yes, correct.
Okay, all right. That sounds great. Jhileah Jackson joining us here for our King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. She is the career navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative. You just mentioned you had a training session that began in July. You talked about the 2-week training and then the 90-day follow-up, and I think you just mentioned the fact that you have another one beginning in January. Can you share with us some of the other year-round opportunities that are available through the Seattle Jobs Initiative and how people can get involved in your program?
Sure. So the program that I run, there are cohorts every other month. So right now we're getting ready to start one. Recruiting is closed for that training class. So the next one that people can get involved with would be in January. So that is how my program is ran. It's cohort-based, but there are other opportunities through different programs within the healthcare sector, a couple other sectors on the website that I am not a part of. They will be working with a different career navigator.
Okay, so that's Seattle Jobs INT or INIT.com.
For Seattle Jobs Initiative website is just SeattleJobsInitiative.com.
Okay, initiative.com. And is there a telephone number for those that maybe don't have access or free access to the computer or to Wi-Fi, how they can contact you?
I can share my work cell phone number.
If you feel comfortable.
No, yes, I do. It's public. Yes, it's on the flyer. And again, I will share the flyer once we get closer to our next cohort. And the work cell phone number is 206-791-7720. That's 206-791-7720.
Okay, sounds good. And it's SeattleJobsInitiative.com.
Yes, that's the website to Seattle Jobs Initiative.
Jhileah Jackson, the career navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative, joining us for our King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. I thank you for being a guest this morning. Maybe talk a little bit more personally about any success stories that you ran into in regards to being the career navigator there at the Seattle Jobs Initiative. What are some of the more enlightening stories that you've come across?
Yes. Well, I think that since July, we've helped roughly about 60 participants. So every single participant that has made it through the 2-week training program is a success story to me. I would like to highlight one of my participants who was hesitant about even reaching out for assistance. She was in a relationship that she didn't want to be in, just trying to get out of the living situation that she was in and support her kids. We gained a great relationship. She went through the training course and applied herself and was offered a position on the spot after her training course with one of our employer partners. Since July, she has made it through her probationary period. She's up for a promotion at this time, and she's thriving and supporting her children. So that is a story I like to share with everyone. We meet you where you are. You talked about some of the barriers that we help break down. I definitely can speak on being a career navigator. I will meet you where you are. If that's over the phone or physically, wherever you are, I will come to you and make sure that you're accommodated. So that is the relationship I like to build with our participants. Definitely make them feel comfortable, and as long as you apply yourself, I'll help you with whatever resource I can.
Now, are there any, we talk about barriers, but also qualifications. Are there any necessary qualifications that you need to apply to your program?
Yes, specifically my program, you should be experienced in homelessness or transitional housing, and also be low income.
Okay, sounds good. Now, what about the likes of, you talked about how King County helped, of course, to fund you or give you grants. Talk a little bit more about other community partnerships that have impacted your program.
So some of them are specifically the employer partners. We have worked with UPS, USPS, Subaru, Fred Meyer, QFC, Fran's Bakery. They all kind of work with our participants to, again, meet them where they are and provide insight and assistance with filling out the application, and also working through any type of barriers, whether it's background or work experience. They definitely try to accommodate the participants.
All right, that sounds great. Now, we talk a little bit more about the child care opportunities that you shouted out a little bit earlier on. Talk a little bit more about the support services in regards to transportation.
Sure. We have provided ORCA cards. If the participant is taking the train or bus, we can give them an ORCA card to make sure that they need to go interviews or to the job when they first start, as well as gas cards. So definitely making sure that they can fill up their gas tank to get to where they need to go to set them up for success, whether they're looking for a job or starting a new job.
I think we all could use gas cards these days,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
I know that's
right. That's why we're working every day.
I know that's right. Now, of course, Jhileah Jackson joining us here, Career Navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative. Again, Jhileah, but before you exit, go ahead and give your information yet again, the website, phone number, and anything else that you would like to relay in regards to the community or those that may be listening to this program.
Sure. The website for Seattle Jobs Initiative is just at seattleJobsinitiative.com, just all spelled out. I personally can be reached at jjackson at seattleJobsinit.com, and I can be reached by potential participants, or if you are working in social work or you help out the homeless population, please reach out. I can send you information and guidelines as well as the next flyer. If you do not have resources to use a computer, I 206-791-7720. Also, speaking about computer access, makes me think of another resource that we have during training. If the participants do not have access to a computer or Wi-Fi. That is provided free of charge, and we also let them keep the computer and hotspot for internet access, just so they're able to navigate and, keep up with the work that they started, as well as work a remote job if that's the sector that they choose.
That sounds great. Now, Jhileah, we definitely do appreciate your time here on this program. As we leave, or I leave you, and of course, catch back up on the other side. To those that may be listening, maybe a couple words of inspiration to those that are maybe in a hard place or looking to come out of any rut that they may be in.
Sure. Again, apply yourself. Start today. It could be a small step, reaching out to me, reaching out to someone that you trust, filling out that job application, getting up out of bed this morning. Definitely take the first step. Hold yourself accountable, hold those around you accountable, and don't be afraid to reach out for help. We all started somewhere, and there's definitely people out here, even strangers, rooting for you, trying to set you up for success. So definitely take that first step today.
Jhileah Jackson, Career Navigator for the Seattle Jobs Initiative. Thank you for being our guest in this week's King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. God bless.
Thank you.
Jhileah Jackson joining us here for our King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. Again, more about the Seattle Jobs Initiative. It provides individuals from underinvested communities a career start in technical and performance skills training that leads to a career pathway in growing local industry sectors. They creatively align support services such as career navigation, as Jhileah spoke to, housing, childcare, and transportation. And also, of course, and some computer training there as well. She had mentioned having some computer access now, or Wi-Fi access, to provide participants the best opportunity to complete their career journey and to secure and retain well-paying jobs. Individuals acquire the skills that they need to advance out of poverty while simultaneously meeting the needs of local businesses for a skilled workforce. And as Jhileah said, she will meet you where you're at in regards to wherever your career may be or what your situation may entail. And, of course, dealing with human services, they currently are having 2-week training that started in July. There's another one coming up in January. It's a 2-week training with a 90-day follow-up. To learn more about this, just visit jobsinitiative.com, or you can reach Jhileah at jjackson@seattlejobsinit.com. Again, reach her at 206-791-7720. And we'd also like to thank our first guest as well here on the King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour, Jace Ecaj, who is the Artist Engagement Manager for the Residency. And he gave us a lot of information in regards to resources, those job opportunities for helping our youth from ages 16 to 24 through hip-hop music and young artists looking to, of course, gain access into a job or opportunity in the music and entertainment industry. Of course, you can reach Jace at the residencyseattle.org, or reach him personally, Jace at the residencyseattle.org, or go ahead and reach him at team at the residencyseattle.org. They currently have admin and director of programs positions available, so definitely reach out to them. We'd like to thank Jace and Jhileah for joining us here for our King County Health Equity and Opportunity Hour. You can reach us at ZTwins.com or our ZTwins Facebook page for this and other episodes. Be blessed, and we'll speak with you next week.